glasses of a seat. Joining next will be Colin Herd and SJ Fowler.
Jesus.
This is the first reading we've done.
Thanks. That's generous. Would you like some notes?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
We have met before.
We have met lots of times before. I don't need a monster because it's such a pleasure to be here in York. Hello everybody in York. I've wanted to read in York for so long. I mean, I did read here a couple of weeks ago, but I was only here for about 35 minutes or something.
Yeah, you left immediately before the reading had even ended.
That's my favourite kind of reading, actually, where you do the reading and then you leave before the other readers.
Yeah, I believe that's called Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you read and just leave out the door.
But
I wish I could do that.
I didn't get time to make this little joke that I've been planning for what feels like a decade. So it goes like this. When, how does it go again? It's like, oh, I brought along a snack. When in Rome.
Oh, I see. It's a Yorkie. That's good. That's a really great physical comedy. That's what you're known for.
Yeah, that is my genre.
That's beautiful. Good. Nice. It's a good place to try out some new gags. Really good.
I went to see Cher last week.
Cher? Who's Cher?
The singer.
Cher.
Cher, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Got lost in translation.
Not Sir Anthony Cher. Is he even a sir?
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
An actor.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Brideshead, I think.
Brideshead. What's that? The Evelyn Waugh novel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the first draft.
Cher.
Yeah.
Where did you see Cher? In York?
In Glasgow at the SECC Hydro.
Cher goes to Glasgow?
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. She was absolutely amazing.
Are you sure that happened?
It definitely happened. It was last week, and she did this. She did 2 songs. She's 73, by the way. She did 2 songs. I just swore at you. She did 2 songs, and she did 2 songs first, and then she had a break. They were changing the set, I think. Like
well,
they're going to do,
numbers? What
like Harry and
do?
JT are going to do in a sec after this reading.
Yeah.
And they, I can't remember what the songs were, but then she did this long monologue that was like, it took about 15-20 minutes, where she basically, like, she dissed David Letterman. Completely
right,
because she always refused to be on his show because she thought that when it was am I talking to him?
No, you're not. No.
Because when she always thought that it's a bit like actually when you get invited to do a reading with Steve. I can't believe I'm saying this because I really like you.
No, please.
But you're like, you think
you
that
compare me to Dave Letterman. That's a huge compliment.
because she thought that when you get invited onto his show, if he looks down on you, he makes you look really stupid and like deliberately sort of pokes fun at you. So she assumed that would happen to her. So she never wanted to go on. And then it was her 40th birthday. That was a joke about you.
Yeah, looking down.
It was her 40th birthday, and she agreed to go on. And on the show, he said to her, "Why have you never wanted to come on my show before? You've been a star for years, you never wanted to go on." And she said, "Because I thought you were an asshole." So she said that. The other thing she said, the best joke she said was, and we're going to get on to the reading in a minute. Right?
No, yeah. It's
said,
relevant to our poems.
This is almost what she did, because she went on and on about how when she turned 40, she was at this club, and she said she was sitting on this high kind of seat, and there were people all around, like below her, and she was like, it was a great place because you got this brilliant vantage point of everyone else. It had one drawback, which is you look like a hooker, but nobody's perfect. Said that. And then she went on and she carried on for ages about how it was basically like being affirming about looking good and all this kind of thing. And then she ended it just before she did the reading. She said, I feel so bad.
No, please keep going. No.
Audience,
my legs hurt for a different reason. Please keep telling me about Cher.
Okay. And don't eat that all, by the way. She then, when she finished when she was just about to start the proper performance, she turned and said, this is what she said, these exact words.
In Glasgow, Cher said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to toddle off to do this extravaganza. But before I do, I want to leave you with one question. What's your grandmother doing tonight? Good, right?
Because she's a grandmother.
Yeah, and then she did this whole performance, getting changed, different costume every time. It's good.
How many costumes do you think?
10.
Yeah.
She wore the same thing that I've got underneath here. I don't.
Have you actually?
No, I wish. The fishnet tights thing, you know, from that video. You know the one.
The black.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leather
I'm not
jacket,
super
fishnet.
familiar with the aesthetic of Cher, to be honest. I watched a video recently on YouTube of her. She might be 20 or something, where she has unbelievable ab definition. Have you seen that?
No.
It's become like a viral sensation.
I've had one of those.
Because I think people associate her, as you say, with like a motherly. Yeah, like she knows she's a joke, but she's in on the joke. She defeats the joke by being aware of it, you know, which is another thing I have in common with her, as well as looking down on people that I invite to read with me.
No, that's David
David Letterman, yeah. But yeah, she's just got unbelievable ab definition. You wouldn't associate her necessarily with a full-blown workout routine, but she's very, very
fitter
fit.
than you.
Yeah, she's definitely fitter than me. But she's got personal trainers and things like that.
So,
Yeah. Well, it's self-discipline, isn't it? Whereas I think Cher is probably paying for it. But I think my image of Cher is Beaches. Is she in Beaches?
yeah,
With Bette Midler?
I'm just saying it. Yeah.
No.
No.
No? Who's in Beaches then, JT?
We're the poets. You can't interrupt like that. This is not factual.
Yeah, I asked the question.
Sorry, JT.
Who's
I
in,
don't mean
who's
to
in
lose
Beaches?
my...
Barbara Hershey.
Barbara
Hershey.
Streisand. I'm
No.
confusing. Is Streisand not in
No, it's Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey.
Bette Midler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confusing them.
I didn't have a TV when I was young.
I don't. Yeah, I really don't care about Cher at all, to be honest. I'm surprised she went to Glasgow.
Right, I
though.
have another question for you.
Please.
And I have actually genuinely been wanting to ask
We should
this
get
question.
to the poem in a minute.
Yeah, we are going to get to the poem. We
I
are going to
don't
get to the
think we
poem.
have an infinite time slot, but yeah.
I have wondered this, and I think a lot of people
Can we go a little bit closer?
to the audience.
Yeah, I just feel that.
I have wondered this.
Maybe not that close.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 'cause I get this annoying thing where, and got lucky I've
Your
got this
flies.
card, you know, but it just comes down like this tiny annoying bit, and you're always fiddling trying to put it up. Anyway, too much
Just
information.
ignore it. Yeah, you're
The,
drawing attention to it.
But then I was just conscious of that camera there.
You are being filmed.
I do have this question, right? And I think a lot of people, and if you know about Steve and you know his work and etc. Or
I
even if
doubt
you-
anyone in this room does, apart from what JT just said. At least I hope not.
I bet you've had this question like burning on the tip of your tongue like a viral sensation. Do you like poetry?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really. No. I find it. Well, I think what we're doing now, you know, is a reaction to that. No, it depends what you mean. What do you mean by the word poetry?
What do you
We should
mean?
really
What
get
do you mean?
We
by
should
the
really
word
get to our
poetry?
poems soon.
Yeah, but what do you mean by what do you mean?
Do you want me
by-
to answer seriously?
Yep, I do.
I don't think that most poetry is interesting, and also I think, and this is a more reasonable answer, that the thing that you do for a living shouldn't be interesting to you if you do it enough. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a bus man or woman's holiday. What about you though? Do you like poetry?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
I can barely think of a poet that I don't like.
Are you kidding?
Well, there's always blank.
Well, I can think of a few who don't like
And
yours. Oh, I should have said that. I'm sorry. I'm only kidding.
Like, not everybody likes me, that's my shtick.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Colin. So our poem.
I love your kiwi fruit.
Thank you
songs.
so much. Would you like them?
Yeah, I would. Do you want to stop?
Because I wear two
No,
pairs
my
of
viral
socks.
sensation.
I wear
You
two
think
pairs
you've
of
got
socks.
sore legs now? Wait till you get my
They're
soft.
fine. They don't have much of a tang.
Thanks.
I always wear. I walked here from the station, as you can see from the wetness. At the end
Actually,
of the
they are
shop.
fine.
Yeah, no, there's no tang on them at all. I love the smell
I
of
would
people's
happily wear them.
feet.
Even as gloves.
I love the smell of women's feet. Always been a thing of mine. But I always wear two pairs. I don't know why.
You should read the poems and I'll just do.
That's Harry's job.
Okay, sorry.
But our poems, we wrote them about Oscar Kokoschka.
We did.
I suppose it's more interesting how we started because we were on a tour of Scotland. You're not even going to take those as a gift.
I will, I'll pick them up later.
Oh, good. God.
You always lose one sock at the back. Or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, no, that's
During your
it's a
reading. That would be
sincere
a weird
gift to
thing
disrupt
about
my
reading.
socks for you in front of a group of people.
Yeah. Right.
Kukoshka.
Shall we actually do some reading?
Sure. It's not your style, but we can. So we started writing these poems on a tour of Scotland, and it was called the Old Enemies Tour, and there were 6 poets, 3 British. Well, no, actually,
I
it was
only
5
made one
Scottish
enemy
and
on
me.
that. I only made one enemy on that tour.
You did. I made a lot, and I've never been invited back to Scotland since. But let's not talk about that.
I have actually invited you back to Scotland.
Have you?
Yes.
I don't think I should go though, and let's not talk about why. But we wrote on that tour. We had an amazing experience in the Shetland Islands where one of the poets nearly died.
We did.
Should we talk about that or not because of the
No,
filming?
I don't think we should because of the filming.
Yeah.
But stick around after, because as you know, I won't be here.
It's actually a true story that one of the poets did nearly.
Yeah. But we should.
No, we shouldn't know. So describe to the people what we actually did, perhaps.
Well, we just started. So we started writing these poems about every year of Oskar Kokoschka, who lived for what, 94 years?
Yeah, everyone's familiar with Oskar Kokoschka, the wonderful Austro-Hungarian modernist, iconoclastic artist. We saw one of his paintings in Aberdeen on this tour, and we were both actually taken with an aesthetic experience. Yeah, taken away, which normally doesn't happen to me. Probably does happen to Colin, or at least he pretends.
Yeah. Do you know what? When we were planning what we were going to do, because you probably already realised that what we're doing is just like talking through, basically postponing ever getting. It's fine to say that, isn't it?
No, I mean that. Don't tell people what we're doing.
I don't know.
We're
I
not
feel like
good
no.
at
I
this.
feel like if you'd be pretty inobservant if you hadn't got it by now.
No, I don't think that's true. I think some poets introduce their poems for so long that they would talk this long and then read and not even notice that they're doing it.
Okay, but I came up with this thing that also I find really funny, which is, I said, so we were talking about how we'd introduce the poems for ages and then not actually get to reading them. And
You've spoiled it. You literally just chickened out. You just literally shut the bed in front
do you know
of
what?
people. Some of these people don't care. I mean, some of them
Right.
are angry.
Are you telling me
but
that
that's what I want. I enjoy their anger. It's like juice to me. It's like fresh juice.
Are you telling me that when you buy a rug, you put it the right way around? I put it the underside,
What
so
are
you
you
see
talking
the
about?
workings.
No wonder you
see
like
the
poetry,
workings.
because that's your metaphor power. How is this situation anything like a rug?
Well, because it's seeing the
Are
workings.
you genuinely not going to have my
I'm
socks?
obviously going to have your
Oh,
socks.
good. All right.
And then you can you can make kiwi juice with those socks by the old-fashioned method of stomping.
Should we read one poem? Sid, as
Yeah,
you
okay.
spoiled the
But I
gambit.
wanted. No, I haven't spoiled the gambit. I wanted to say
You
that when we
explained
were.
it.
That's so bad. I am not. Now I'm going to be.
You comforted people. You were confronted with silence, which people have to be quiet
No,
anyway.
I was trying to set up.
People
the-
have to be
See,
quiet
I'm gonna
anyway. What do
really
you want
lose
people
my
to be
temper
like?
in a minute.
Oh, it's amazing, I'm loving this.
I-
You just live in the juice. Let
No.
them not like it.
I
And
wanted
then
to
afterwards
right.
they'll think about it and they'll come up to you.
No.
One of them will say they liked it, and
The
other
point
people
of
just
it-
won't say anything.
The point
It's
of it,
England.
Steve, is that I was going to say
Right.
about when we were planning this, because you might not think any thought has
I
gone into
WhatsApped
this.
you today and said, let's not read a poem and let's just intro for the whole time.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
our
no,
planning.
you didn't. Yeah, you WhatsApped me and you said it into a microphone, which I'd never done before, and then I did it today.
They're very satisfying because it's a conversation where you get to listen to someone. WhatsApp voice messages are the way forward. You can say what you like to people and they can't return it. Go on.
And I said, yeah, we could do these introductions like about the context and the background, and I could say something like, see, now you've spoiled this.
I thought we
If I
would
spoiled
talk about the
whole
poems. You
reading-
stood up and talking about Cher for like 4 minutes.
You don't think
Difficult
Cher
to
is
follow
You
Cher.
don't think Cher is relevant to these poems?
To Oskar Kokoschka.
I think she is.
So we read the first one. It's page...
I wanted to say the thing about me tracing my ancestry and discovering that actually very far back there is a personal, biographical or ancestral link between myself and Oskar Kokoschka. There's a connection. It's not with Oskar Kokoschka, the artist himself, but it's with one of his paintbrushes.
How so? It's like your Yorkie joke. It's low-level material. Like you either stay in the pocket and improv something funny and witty. You
Make
don't-
kin, not babies.
I
That's what I
can't
say.
believe that you prepared that.
Right.
That is so weak.
I am neither a romantic
Oh,
nor a
I'm not
psychopath.
going to read the poem. That's
My
fine.
big
Thank you so much, Colin.